Google just released Gemini 3 with Nano Banana Pro, and it will change how you work. But here's the thing, I'm not just going to show you why this model is so much better than ChatGPT. In this video, I'll be walking you through 10 of the best possible use cases for it so that you can leverage it starting today. This model is literally going to save companies and professional hours in their day-to-day. So let's break it down and see how it can be used in all areas of business, from presentations to data analysis to sales and marketing and even design. Let's dive in. So first things first, let's open Gemini and generate a new conversation. Once this is done, let's take a look at the first use case. Gemini 3 and Nano Banana Pro can create entire presentation based on real-time information. So what I'm gonna do is paste here very simple prompt. You're a professional presentation designer. Generate a presentation about the features and potential of the new model released by Google, Gemini 3. Include pricing, benchmark, and main use cases. It's super important that before hitting play, we go to tools and we activate Canva mode. This is how Gemini 3 Pro is gonna be able to generate a presentation. And let's hit submit. After a couple of minutes of thinking, Google has opened an interface on the right and has given us the output requested. So we can see a 14-slide presentation that has all of the features that we requested. The benchmark, it has a slide about pricing, it has a Q&A at the end. The coolest part about this is not that the slides are actually very nice, but is you can export this by clicking here to Google Slides. So if I click here, it has exported this entire presentation, and the nicer part is I can go here and edit every single part, right? So if I want to change the logo, I change the logo. If I want to change the text or add the slides, I can do it with the theme and the structure that Google has already created for us. Let's try one more time with a slightly different prompt. Make sure that Canva is activated because we're going to ask him to create another simple presentation. Again, we're telling you're a professional presentation designer and brand strategist for a B2B SaaS company. Create a compelling visual modern pitch deck for my company, Enfers. And I paste here the website. So let's see how he behaves with a slightly more complex request. Gemini 3 has responded with the presentation with matches the style of our website as we requested. All of the content matches what we actually do. And again, if I want to edit the images or our logo, which is not correct, I can just export this to slides and edit it directly in Google Slides, which is fantastic. So we see that Gemini 3 could turn an activity that used to be very tedious and take long hours into something that takes 3 to 5 minutes. The research is done by the AI, the design is done by the AI. You only have to do the final touches and give the final approval. Something I'm super excited about and has been saving me a ton of time lately is using Gemini to understand data and visualize it. You can access this in two ways. Way number one is you can click here in files and add a file from Drive and you select the Google Sheet which you want to ask questions about and create graphs about. The second way, which is the one I recommend and the one I personally use, is you can open Gemini directly inside the Google Sheet. So if you can see this test sheet, which I cleaned for the purpose of this demonstration, and you click up here on the right on Gemini, it will open this Copilot on the right of your screen, which you can chat about. It already gives you some example of what you can ask Gemini to do. I prepare a quick prompt to show you the potential of this. On the sheet, you can see ad spend per day and performance of the campaign, but let's say I'm not understanding data or I want to visualize it better. I'm going to tell Gemini, quickly identify trends, outliers, key findings, and gain a big pictures insight from this data on the specific tab of this Google Sheet, and build graphs to better visualize and understand. Let's hit play. Okay, super cool. After a couple of minutes, Gemini has outputted several different graphs for this specific topic. I can insert this graph in my Google Sheet, which is very nice. You can chat with it to edit the graph and have a different representation if you prefer. And you can also check here the interpretation of all of the data with key takeaway: consistent decline in campaign profitability, the unprofitable December outlier, because December it was actually a very bad month, right? I can also export this in a Google Doc if I want to turn it, for example, in a presentation using what we have done before. With the release of Nano Banana Pro, AI is finally able to generate accurate infographics without spelling mistakes. So let's test it. The first thing we have to do is we have to turn on this toggle that says create images, and then we're going to paste a very simple prompt. Give me an infographic based on the content of this scientific paper. Use a minimalistic style and clean background with some key elements which I want in my infographics. after that, I'm just going to paste the content of the scientific paper. We're going to use this specific paper, which is called Artificial Intelligence Driving Force in the Evolution of Human Knowledge. I have copied the content and I'm just going to paste it down here. And then let's hit play. Let's check together the results. Artificial Intelligence Driving Force in the Evolution of Human Knowledge. Very cool. The concept, the process, challenges and risk, future path, adaptation and coevolution. Super, super cool. I'm going to attach these and the prompt I send plus the paper so you can check that it matches with this in the description of this YouTube video. Let's stress test this infographics capability of Nano Banana Pro and give it a slightly more complex prompt to create an infographic over an existing image. So in this case, I'm telling you, create an infographic image of the Sagrada Familia. Notice that I'm not giving you a picture. He will look for the picture online because this kind of infographics in this model is context rich and can query real-time information on the web. And then I'm telling you, combine a majestic real photograph of the basilica with blueprint style technical annotation and diagrams overlaid on the image, right? So I want to sketch over an existing image. And at the end, I'm also telling you which key elements I want. I want a real photograph base, blueprint style annotation, and Gaudi's geometric diagrams. Notice that the more information you give while you create these infographics or what to expect, especially on the style, the better will the results. And that is actually incredible. This is the picture which we ask, irrespective of the style, and it has all of the features which we requested with the height of the Sagrada, the definition of the towers, the cones of Gaudi as we requested, and it's actually pretty impressive. With previous models, this was absolutely impossible. Some examples of what you could do with this, further than what I have already shown, are generating infographics to explain internal standard operating procedure, your SOPs, or generate infographics as tutorial for your user when they onboard, or just as simple infographics for your posts on LinkedIn or for your newsletter. Creating professional product photos, especially for e-commerce people and marketers, has been one of the most requested use cases for this type of model. So let's try together. I've taken a picture of my mic, which you also see here, and I'm going to upload it together with this very simple prompt. Transform this photo into a light, high quality, studio style image. Use soft, balanced lighting. Remove any background distractions. Apply subtle color correction. Give it a clean, modern look, right? I'm going to click play. This is the results. I think it's really impressive. Took my pictures with an ugly background and it turned into a professional looking pictures which I could see on the website of Shure, and I would be, okay, nice, very cool. And you might even want to bring this one step further and take a picture on several different pictures with different items like a dress, like an armchair, a plant, and a painting, and insert a very simple prompt like combine these images into one appropriately arranged cinematic image in the specific format which you want, and change the dress on the mannequin to the dress in the image, right? And we're going to click go and see how it performs with multiple images combined. And we see that one more time the task was performed to completion perfectly. All of the items which you request are in this picture and it does look extremely professional. Some other ideas of things you could do thanks to these technologies, for example, cleaning your team headshots so that they are all consistent with one specific background. You could combine all of the pictures of the people in your team to generate your photo picture with whatever office you want in the background. You could use it to generate ads pictures, for example. A similar use case, always using images, could be taking an existing image. For example, this thumbnail for YouTube, which I created a couple of weeks ago, that says generate unlimited qualified leads with AI, and say I want to A/B test if changing the caption would also increase the click-through rate. I will be able to change the text in this image without actually going into an editing software. So I can attach this email, include always create image whenever you want to work with images, and then say something super simple like change the text in this thumbnail to generate unlimited prospects instead of qualified leads with AI. Keep all the rest the same. Something super simple. I even pasted with a mistake. And then I'm gonna go hit and see how it performs. While it asks, why is this specifically interesting and useful, you could use this to A/B test any visuals. For example, whenever you are creating a thumbnail for YouTube or whenever you are creating ads for Instagram and Facebook, you can test different things starting from one image or even a template from your competitors and edit it by changing and adding your product to it or changing the call to action, for example. It worked in the meantime, and we see that the image is absolutely the same. Generate animated prospects with AI, right? Completely same style, same image of myself, just text is different. And you can also change the image of myself and put a picture of yourself, for example. Test it and see how it works. We are halfway through the case study. We've seen already 5, we'll see other 5. Before we jump into it, a quick introduction about myself and the channel. Hi, I'm Pietro. I create educational resources on AI for non-technical people on LinkedIn, and I just started my channel here on YouTube. On the channel, you'll find step-by-step tutorial on how to create AI agents, how to use AI tools, and how to use the LLM models which you already have, like ChatGPT. If this type of content is interesting, hit subscribe and leave a comment on what you want to see next. I would really appreciate it. Google's new model also allows you to build very simple application using natural language. What this means is, for example, you want to build an app that helps you generate social media ads. You can do it by just describing your idea, and I'll show you that in a second. To do this, we don't have to do it within the Gemini application like we did for the 5 previous case studies, but we have to type Google AI Studio like you see here, and we have to open the first result. Once we are here, Google will prompt us to build your ideas with Gemini, starting from just a simple prompt with text. Before showing how to use it, I briefly want to show you what other people have already built. If you click here on the gallery, you'll be able to see other applications that people have built. For example, this helps you visualize anything, create a prototype. This helps you improve your product and mix them together. What I want to show you is this specific tool which I found, which helps you do a fit check of any item you want. So here I'm prompted to insert a picture of myself. Here is a simple headshot of myself, not even full body shots, just a headshot. And now, as you can see, uploading it. Once it's done generating my model, which actually looks pretty much like me, I can proceed to styling. For example, here I want to upload a picture of some Birkenstock, which I had on when I was shooting this video, and he's gonna click open. And what it should do, it should try the Birkenstock on the picture of myself, which is actually super cool. You can try all of this for free into Google AI Studio, and these are things which other people in the Google community have built. Wow, this is incredible. He just put on the picture of me a pair of Birkenstock. Incredible. So now let's see how to build a very simple application. So once we're back into the building section, let's give it a prompt to describe the application we want to create. In this case, we want to build an app that allows me to upload an image of a social media ad, which you can find on Google Ads Library or from your best competitor, and then use the Gemini image model to create many variations of that image. I want to be able to provide multiple prompts on how I want the image to be adjusted, and for each prompt, a new image should be generated. Allow the user to insert multiple prompts and generate multiple variations. Right? I'm just gonna click build. Differently to what we have done before, this specific type of interaction doesn't just prompt LLM to give me a simple response, create an image, create an infographics. It creates an application that you can use multiple times, and that is specifically built to perform one simple action. In the previous case which we have seen, allow me to try on items on a picture of myself to see a fit check, and now to create social media ads starting from an ad which I found somewhere online. Okay, super cool. We see that the application was created. Here I can upload a picture. I'm gonna go ahead and select a picture of an ad, which I downloaded from online with the Nike shoes and 50% cashback. I'm gonna upload the original, and then I'm gonna upload several variations of the prompt. And I'm gonna say, and the first one changes Nike shoes to Birkenstock, and the second one I'm gonna change it like shoes to Adidas and change discount, and in the third one change his Nike shoes to on. Okay, then I'm just gonna hit generate variations. It says it's just generating 3 variations, each one with the different prompt which is selected here below. Very cool. Same as that. Birkenstock, Adidas 40%, here on shoes with 60% cashback. This is actually incredible. The opportunity here are less. This is slightly more complex activity than the one we have done in before, because you have to create an application and then you have to do several different iterations. If it's a topic which is interesting to you, I'm happy to do another video. So let me know in the comments if this is something you'd like to see explored more. One of the coolest updates that were done to this new Gemini model is the 1 million context window. What does this mean in simple words? Gemini can understand and retrieve information from up to 1,500 pages of text. This means you can give Gemini a huge amount of context and it will be able to give you the right response based on the context which you have given. These enable company to create, for example, incredible knowledge bases about the company policies to train their new employees, or about their standard operating procedures, or about their internal rules. In general, this gives company a much better way to query the information rather than reading through 1,500 pages of text. You can chat with an interface that has all of the knowledge and can retrieve it in a very reliable way. Let's see, for example, how to create a knowledge base with a large amount of information about our company policies. To understand this, we have to understand what are gems inside of Gemini. And let's read a very quick description. A Google Gem is a customized version of Gemini AI that helps with the repetitive task by saving specific goals, guidelines, and making more efficient and tailored to your needs. So what we're trying to do here is creating an optimized version of Gemini with our company policies. To do so, you have to go in this section here on the left, which you can open by clicking these 3 lines up on the left, and you have to go to Explore Gems. Once you are inside Explore Gems, you have some example which you can test. For example, a learning coach, which is a version of Gemini optimized for learning, brainstorming, a version of Gemini optimized for brainstorming, and you can create your own gem by giving it a name, description, a specific set of instruction, and a knowledge base. Okay, so I have prepared a setup. I'll drag you through it. The name I given is Policies Knowledge Base. The description is you help respond to any question based on our policies. And then I've given a very simple instruction in the context. Given the context provided in the attached documents, respond to any question. Only exclusively reference information included in documents you have received. A lot of spelling mistake, not super detailed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this magic pen here that says use Gemini to rewrite instruction. It will take my instructions, which are messy but direct to the point, and will turn into a proper prompt, right? So here he has turned this into a nicely formatted prompt. And I can check that it all fits, edit it, and then go ahead. For the sake of this exercise, let's pretend it's very nice, and usually it is. I've also provided our company policies, our employee policies, our occupation policy, and these have over 200 pages of context provided. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit save. And now inside the gem which we have created, let's try and enter with a simple question. Posting on social media for employees, for example. Now we can see that it's extracting the information straight from the policies which we have provided according to the information which we have given to the specific gem. Okay, it took a couple of seconds because you have to read through a lot of context, but then using personal social media, employees must act responsibly and ensure the productivity isn't affected. The user should be restricted to a few minutes per workday. And then a lot of other information, which I can confirm as exactly what was included in the policy, and representing the company, behavior, content accuracy, authority. So a very detailed response. I could have asked for some more specific question, but I wanted to give you just an idea of what this can do. You give it a lot of context, you give it specific instruction, and then you can chat with it to have a better interface rather than going to a very long document and read it. On the line of what we have just seen, summarizing long context into more digestible formats, Google has another product which is powered by the Gemini model, which is NotebookLM. You can go to the website just by typing NotebookLM, and what I want to show you what a notebook can do. When we are creating a notebook, we are giving a specific set of information that can be in the most different format. In this example, I want to show you how it is creating a notebook with a YouTube video. And you can basically give in context based on that specific resource. In this video I created last week about how to use AI to go from unknown to a lot of followers on LinkedIn. And I'm gonna paste here the link. And then you'll see that you'll be able to interact with this video in many different forms. For example, I can interact with it through a mind map, or I could generate a quiz, a slide deck, or an infographic, and even flashcards, right? So let's see, for example, generating a mind map and generating flashcards. You can see B2B audience growth strategy, platform of choice, why LinkedIn, and then we can go deeper into it and we can say which are the AI tools I recommended, AI agents, LeadChart, Canva, Tella. This is basically summarizing all of the information about what we have seen and what I have described in this specific YouTube video, and it helps you digest it in the format you prefer, right? So here I select a mind map, but I also wanted to show you, for example, how it works with flashcards. And here I can see I have a flashcard. And there's a question, and then I have to give an answer, and this is the answer which was in the video, right? So if you're studying something and instead of my video was an educational video about, I don't know, mathematics or physics, and you have a quiz tomorrow, you can use this. Or if you just want to learn a topic, for example, a language, you can use this to generate flashcards to train yourself. So you feed it information, be it a YouTube video, be it text source, or be it any other form of context which LLM can digest, and you turn into something that really helps you digest it back. The last two use cases which I want to show are somewhat special because I'm not going to be able to show you live because they're still in preview, which means Google has told us it will release it and has given an introduction, but they're rolling out gradually, which means you'll be able to try it if you're in the US, and if you have purchased the Ultra plan, by the end of the day it will be available in every paid subscription with Google. I'm very excited about it because it's very tangible and it's based on Gemini agent technology. It's basically an experimental feature that handles multi-step tasks directly inside Gemini. It connects to your Google Apps to manage your calendar, add reminders, or just simply ask to organize your inbox. Imagine what you can do with your inbox if you can prompt directly in Gemini to, for example, unsubscribe to all of the newsletter which you haven't read, or to give you a priority list and draft response for your email so that you can review, as you see now in the screen, before sending out it and tell him, okay, do this, don't do that, carry this email, unsubscribe to the email, and he does it for you. So you don't have to go there and query through 50 newsletter which you don't actually want to be subscribed to. The new model also has improved a lot the ability to reliably plan ahead over longer time horizon, and this makes it a perfect use case to plan trips. Not only this, but Gemini will also rely on visual layouts to generate an immersive magazine-style view, complete with photos and modules, and these elements don't just look good, they also invite your input for further tailored results. For example, while it plans and while it does the research, it will ask you, do you like this style of hotel or do you prefer another style of hotel? And then you can click on whatever option fits your style best. These last two use cases, which we went through really quickly, were just a preview. Soon they will be released, hopefully by the end of the year. I'll make another video to introduce you to them in a deeper way and to explain what are all of the different possible shades of optimization which you can achieve with it. I hope you liked the video. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to go deeper into any of this topic. I'd be glad to make a more in-depth video. Thank you very much for making it this far. See you soon.